Good evening, guys. My name is Dejavu, or my Slack name is Dejavu. Yeah, today I'm going to be walking you through the process of creating your high fidelity designs, converting your low fidelity to high fidelity. So yesterday, I think Bola walked you guys through the process of creating your low fidelity wireframes and low fidelity. So today I'm just going to be converting them to high fidelity for you. So yeah, so basically, you know what high fidelity is all about. High fidelity is just your designs, color. Okay, yeah, because you can't shout grayscale apps like this for development. So you have to add in colors, textiles, and the likes, and so on and so forth. So yeah, so let me just dive right into it without further ado. Okay. So yeah, so the first thing I'm going to do is, okay, we have the onboarding screen here, one of the onboarding screens right here. Then we have the create accounts, we have the login screen, and we have the dashboard. So this is a fintech app, as you can see from here. This is a fintech app here. So yeah, so I'm just going to create a frame. You know how to create a frame. Just hit F on the keyboard or A on the keyboard. So F, then come to phone. Then I'm going to use iPhone 13 mini. That's my preferred frame size. So yeah, just going to drag this under here. So yeah, remember what I told you in my first class I held, something about layout grid and so I'm going to apply a layout grid here so that all my designs, all my icons, all my elements are aligned properly. So yeah, so I'm going to add the layout grid, but this is going to be columns instead of grid, like you have here. Then to count, then I'm going to change this color to BS so I can see. And margin, distance from the edge. I'm going to make this 16 should be okay. Yeah, 16. Then I can make this 24. So I'm going to be interchanging. I'm going to be switching between, but basically I'm going to be using 4-grid system, 8 points, 4 points, nothing, not so much, just a lower number. So 4 points grid system here. So now I have my layout grid here. So the next thing I can do is, okay, I can copy, I need, what do they call it now? My status bar. I think this is what they call status bar here. So whatever iOS you're designing, whatever OS you're designing for, so make sure to use their status bar. So I'm just going to paste this here. So let me just copy this here. So paste this big guy here, then give it a color. Now, okay, I don't know if you guys saw this when I started out. Let me change so that you guys can see well. Yeah, so this should be, yeah. So yeah. Here when I started out. So these are color styles and text styles from your style guide. I believe you guys were taught how to create that. Okay, yeah. So I have my text styles here. Then under each one, you can see I have display and body styles. Then this one I have the primary, secondary, warning, error, success, neutral, and black and white. Then under them, I have everything. So these are like titles. These are like titles. Then the other ones under are like just the contents, the styles itself. Okay, yeah. So this is like a very good way to name, organize your styles. Okay, yeah. So you don't get confused. And also, I have my body, I have my caption displayed, and if you have any other stuff, so you can add them. So yeah. So I'm just going to give this a color. So this way, I can just come down here to my view, or I can just come into selection colors. Then I can come down to neutral. So neutral here, I have different styles here. So I'm just going to go for, yeah, 500, neutral 500. So then the next thing to do is, yeah, this image here. So I don't know. I'm not going to walk you through creating this image, this iPhone mockup here. So let me just copy this from here. Yeah, must group this so I don't waste your time. Yeah, so just copy this. Now, I want to advise you to start designing directly on your low file because there are times you might, I don't know, but I won't advise you to just start applying your colors to your low file. Make sure you duplicate it, then you can start adding colors and all because at some point you might need to iterate. So you might have to go back to the low fidelity just for you to just backtrack. An easy way for you to backtrack and don't delete previous works. So I have a way of just knowing that okay, this was what was done before a change was implemented. So yeah, so this is my image here. Then I have my title here. I don't want to be copying. I want you guys to see how it is being done. So yeah, my title here is save, spend, and send your money. So yeah, this is my title here. Yeah, so like I have here, now this is my style guide here, as you can see. My mini style guide I created for this, sorry, Jesus, So this is my mini style guide here. So this is my color system, the primary and everything. So this is my typography skill. So I have display. So that is why you can see all these display and body. So I have two categories here. So yeah, you just convert them to these styles here. So it won't be like I'm just designing from my head. So yeah, so for my title here, I can just come down to the text style. So instead of me imputing man group, then trying to find the right font size and all, like it's too much work. So one thing I can do, here is I can just come down to this icon here beside text. Then I can just search for which style I want. So this is a display text. I can just use something like subheading. Okay, this is big. So I can change it to, let's say, heading. Yeah, so I want something bold, but the same font size. So yeah, so just align to the center. You know what this icon is for here. So I'm going to change the color to, remember what I said, pure black is not the way for your text. Pure black is not the way for your text at all. So I'm just going to use something like 500 so here for this. Then for my sub text here, just let me just copy and paste this here. So yeah, like this. So same thing, just create choose a text style that you want. So yeah, this is a body text. So I'm going to come down to the body section here. So choose body text like this. Then align give it spacers like spacing, 8 points, 4 points grid system, whatever you are used to. So I'm going to give it 16 here. So 16 from the title here. Then your button, okay, the stepper or progress indicator. So this is quite easy to create. Okay, I'm not giving this color. So let me just give this a color here. So if you neutral, I'm going to give it 300. 200, yeah, 200 should be fine. Then for my progress indicator here, so these are just rectangles. These are rectangles here. So just paste this here and align to the center. You know how to align to the center. You can either click and drag till it snaps like this, or you can just use this icon here. So now spacing, can give this 32, I can 24. 24 is fine for me. So now for your stepper, you want to indicate which one is actually, which page, you want to tell the user which page they are on. So you don't just leave everything as gray. So you have to indicate which page they are on. Now you can see this is longer than this two here. So that means this page is active, but it's not distinctive from the two per se. So you can apply a color. So here, my primary color, also, as you can see from my style guide here, is blue. So the reason why I have main here is because this is the shade. This is the primary shade Yeah, this is the shade of the primary color, the exact shade. The others are just tints and probably like lesser shades and a darker shade of the main distinct here. Main 5 under primary section, main 5. So yeah, so I have this. Then this one, I can change this to, let's see, 200. No, 200 is too. Okay, we can leave it like as that. You know, there's nothing bad here. So 24 distance, 24 points distance. Then the next thing to do is to create your buttons here. So to create your buttons is very simple. Just auto layouts. Get started. Let me make this small little. Get started. Then align to the center. Then 8-point grid system. Can make this. Let me take it down with it. Then now to apply auto layout, Shift A. Shortcut is Shift A. Or you can just I think there used to be an option here to create it, but yeah, so you can just use Shift A here. Then you have the frame, as you can see from the left hand side here. You can see the frame here. So I can just name this as button. Now I want to give it left and right padding. So from here you can see this is decimal, shouldn't be decimal. So I can align this to the center here. So just click on the center here. So it's whenever I'm trying to, probably I'm typing, or if I'm increasing the left and right padding. Yeah, so it's still, the padding is affecting the two of them, not just one side. Okay, so I'm going to, let's give this, I think 136 should be the closest. Then left and right padding should be 136. Then top and bottom, that is vertical padding, and make this 16. So as you can see here, so just going to align to the center here. Okay, let me reduce the padding. Right, so yeah, so I can give this a color, primary color, hue, mean 500. Then my button, black and blue for contrast. So I'm just going to give this probably white, as you have here. Then I'm going to round my button's corner. Sorry, I'm going to round my the corners of my button. So because I don't want them sharp, so I can just come here and give this, yeah, it should be fine. It is fine for me. So spacing 56. Let me make it 48. Yeah, 48 is fine. Then the next one, login. Now from here, you can see this color here is indicating that, okay, this is, the color here is thicker than this. So it means that, okay, the color here is probably a primary color or something. Then this one is like secondary or just something grayish shade. So this is like primary button. I didn't create a button system. I didn't want to dabble into all of that. So I'm just going to duplicate this one here, bring it down here, spacing of 8, then change this to say login. Okay. Now, yeah, so let me just, sorry, give me a minute. Okay, so I'm going to constrain this to the center. So when I'm typing, or instead of doing that, you notice that as I'm typing, the space here is reducing, the width of my button is reducing. So to avoid that, I can just select the frame itself, then come down here, come up here to the frame properties. So this is the width. So I'm just going to set this to fixed width. So that way, if I'm typing inside, it doesn't change. I still want to maintain the dimension of this button here. So just change this to login. Then my button color, I can make this, remember I said, you can make this stroke, doesn't mean. I can make it a stroke, yeah, let me make it a stroke. So yeah. So it's not to divert attention from the main distinct here. So I can just come here, then remove the fill, change the stroke to, let's make it like black, I mean 400, let's make it 500 instead. Then here, the text can be, I mean 500 as well. So yeah, you can do it this way, or you can make everything blue, whatever that rocks your boat. You can make this blue as well. Yeah, so you can make this blue primary color as well, but secondary. So you get secondary. So spacing 48, then here and here 8. So now the next thing you want to do, let me move this one up a bit. It's too close to the bottom. So let me move everything. This should be 80, then yeah, 56. So now my height, you can, this one, so you can make this the primary color. Doesn't have to be black. Let's make it the primary color. Yeah, so this is the onboarding screen. Then the next one is the sign up screen. So just going to create a frame, then iPhone 13 mini, drag this under like so. Then yeah, so as you can see here, we have like a progress indicator. You can see the shade here is also different. So yeah, you want, if the process of your onboarding is actually long, you want to let your user know the number of steps he gets. It's advisable you do that so that they know the number of steps it involves to complete the whole process. So yeah, my status bar, remember this. So yeah, remember what I said here as well for your progress indicator. Indicates the one that is active. Indicates, sorry, which page is active. So I'm going to change this to main 500. Then I can leave this one as that. Then the next thing, create accounts. So this is my text here. Copy, paste, distance 2416. Yeah. So I can give this a color. It shouldn't be gray. Okay, yeah, because this is lo-fi. So you're adding colors. So I can make this, let's see, like 500. 500 is too much. 400, yeah. So spacing like this. Then the next thing I have here is, yeah, a text field. So I don't know, you guys know how to create a text field with auto layout. This was done in auto layout. Okay, guys, so let me just walk you through that quickly. So first frame, first name, small letter, first name, then choose a text style, let's say 12, you know. Let me check the size of this. So I want, okay, 12 symbol. Yeah, so this 12, okay, I think that was itself. Yeah, 12. So 16 pixels. That'd be 16 points from the center. Then let's make this, yeah, 24 points away from the title. Did I give this? Okay, I haven't given this. So this can be, yeah, let's make this thicker. Heading. Okay, yeah, this can be thicker. So heading, let's give it heading 1. So yeah, 24, you know, so 24 here too as well. So now I'm going to create this, my placeholder here, as you can see here. But there's something I'm going to do now, watch. Nothing special per se. So I'm just going to write now first name, or you can just put in like an example to your user. So Jane, this can be Jane, then auto layout, shift A. Then now what I want to do now is I want this to, as you can see, the distance here is 16 points away from the edge here, and 16 points padding, top and bottom, vertical padding. So now let me just make this 16 from the top. Yeah, like so. So now what I want to do now is, instead of me clicking and dragging like this and all, it's not affecting whatever it is here. So I want to be thorough. Okay, yes, so I can just align this here. Then the distance here, 8 and 13, no. I want it to be 8, 16 here. Then now one thing I can do is, from this indicate this panel here, You can see it's aligned to the top left. Yeah, top left. So instead of me doing that, instead of me having it here, I can just align it to the middle here, then left to the left here. So that way, then I can then click on this icon here. This icon lets you alter individual padding, individual sides. So as you can see here, it's affecting both sides, as you can see. So I don't want that. I just want it to affect the right-hand side here. So I just click on this icon here, then I'm presented with many options, as you can see here. So what I want is, I want more space here on the right. So this is it here, right padding. So I can just increase it. Let me give it a stroke so you can see it in effect. So stroke, neutral 400, or let's make it neutral 300, yeah. So, yeah, so now you can see just the right-hand side is moving. So yeah, I want it to be 16 points away from the edge here. So yeah, so that's that for this. Now this is too big, as you can see, according to our lo-fi here. Yeah, 12. I think the text is too big. So let me just alter the text a little. Oh, it's the same actually. Okay, so let me just change the color to neutral 200 as well, because it's a placeholder. She gets an example. So rounded corners, like so. Yeah, so why do I feel like this is too big? Oh, okay. Okay, this is actually too big. So let me just change this to, let me see. Okay, let me just reduce it. No, 16 is okay for me. Let's make it 16. 16 is fine for me like this. So yeah, so this is my text placeholder here. Then now I'm going to auto layout the two of them like so, because this is one field, this is one text field. So select the two of them, auto layout shift A, then rename it. Always name your frames though, because when you're prototyping, that's when you have issues if you don't name your frames. So this is my first field here. Then I can just duplicate here, spacing of 16, and this is looking too big. So let me just, since I've showed you that, let me just copy this and paste here. Yeah, so 16 points. So now duplicates like so. This should be thicker, neutral 500. Then this should be last name. So you can give this Reddington. Now, when you're trying to make, if you're trying to create states for your text space so that you want to let your user know which state is active. You know, when you're trying to impute your name, you notice that the color changes, the color of the text field changes. So I can just make this blue, the stroke blue, to indicate that okay, it's active. Yes, then I can also make this blue, this name here. Okay, yeah, I can make this blue as well. So 500, yeah. So yeah, then the other ones are inactive. Yeah, so then the next one is what? Let me see. Next one is email address. Okay, so one thing now, instead of you dragging and trying to align, doing this and that, you can auto layout this, the first two you've done. So select the two of them, Shift A. So if you want to duplicate and you want everything, instead of you adjusting the layout and the spacing and all, so just select one of the fields here. So let's make this first name. This should be last name. Then select the second field, then just hit Ctrl D. It automatically takes the spacing like from the first one. Here you get. So this would be email address. Yeah. So remember, everything is in a frame. So let's make this fields. So Now you notice that the distance between the two of them is not 8 points, like it's not multiple of 8 or 4, it's 21, as you can see. So I can adjust this by just selecting the whole frame, everything like this, then come down to the auto layout properties, then this figure, spacing between items. So I can just alter the figure here. Let's say I want 16 points in between. Enter, to adjust. If I want 24, I can increase it, I can decrease it anyhow I want. So I want it to be 16. 16 is fine for me. So the second one, this can be Raymond Reddington at blacklist.com. Then select this, duplicate, this is password, then minimum of 8 characters, Abby. Minimum of 8 characters. I don't know how to spell it again. Characters. Yeah, so now we have yeah, so let me just copy this icon, paste this big boy here. Now I can't move this. I want it to be in the edge, at this edge here. Now I can't move this. As you can see, it's not moving. If I try to move it out, it comes out of the frame, and I don't want that. So a way you can do this is you auto lay out the two elements. That is the text and the icon. Auto lay out the two of them because you want to create spacing between this text and the icon. Okay, guys. So you auto lay out the two of them. Shift A. Then remember what I told you? Yes, space between items. So click on it, then give it a value. So yeah, so I want this to be 16 points away from the edge. So 16, yeah. So that's that. So we have our we have this here. So I can just copy this. I'm not going to create this. Copy this, paste here, 16 points. Then here you can see the text here. This shade is different from this shade. That means this is colored, while this is gray or black. This text here is colored, so I can just highlight this one. Then it's a text link, basically. It's like a button, a text link. So I can just give it the primary color. Then same thing here to give it the primary color. So yeah, we have this. And yeah, your button. Let me just copy this guy here. So paste, then change the contents. Remember what I told you, if you don't want it to be moving, what's the create free account? You can see we don't want it to be moving. So just select the whole frame, then change this to center, then this one to center. Oh, no, not that, sorry. I'm always mistaken, sorry. So just change this here to fixed width. Instead of hot content, change it to fixed width. So that way I can come in here and just create a free account. Then the second one here says you want to give options. Okay, yes. Instead of them going back to the onboarding screen here to go and log in if they don't have an account, you want to give them option here too as well. So that is why you have this here. So I will just copy this guy, paste it here underneath. So 16 points. And also text link. Yeah, login. So you have this. So auto layouts, all these ones. Select two of them, auto layouts. Same thing here, auto layouts. Yeah, so then the next screen, welcome. Let me just duplicate this and just give it color because you already get the gist. You already get the gist of the whole thing. Then this one here, neutral 400. Just come here to neutral 400. This icon here was this emoji here. It was got it from a plugin. What's the name of the plugin? Say emoji reactions. So emoji reactions, you know how to install plugins. Search for it from the community. So this is the icon here. So you can just select it, then remove the background here. Just delete it. Then place it wherever you want to place it. So that's that. Then yeah, password, black, neutral 500, I think. Yeah, 500. Then this one here, let's make it neutral 300. Yeah. Then remember me. Yeah, okay. This remember me is okay here. Then forgotten password. It can be gray. It can be gray. It's also a text link. Share here. This is a text link. So yeah, so I'm just going to give it primary color here too as well. Then the button, primary color 500. You have a text link here too as well. Don't have an account. The same way you have it here. So make this a text link, primary color. Then down here you have the option for fingerprints. Now this is great. This is great, and it's not so fancy. I mean, yeah, I understand the use of like those splash colors and everything, but this is not really fancy yet, and it's kind of dry. So you can just make this. You can add a primary color to this as well. So selection color instead. Let me just select this. Change this to. I can give it the primary color. Let me see, 400. Yeah, I think 300 is okay. Yeah, 300 is okay. So shouldn't, your attention should not be all over the place. So yeah, so we have this, the login screen. Then you have the dashboard. Okay. Dashboard. Now I don't know if I should create this from scratch for you or not. Okay. Okay, let's see. Let's see. Let me create it from, let me just run through it. So we have our title. Let me just delete all these frames inside, all these elements inside here. So yeah, so we have our title, as you can see here. We have the circle. Let's copy this and paste here. Distance, why is this decimal? It's decimal. So yeah, so let's make this 24 points. So 24 pixels away from the top, then 16 from the left. Then you can bring in an image. Hey guys, there's a plugin I use, Content Reel, for that. So what Content Reel does is presents me with, instead of me going to Splash websites and all here, I can just come down to image here, then select the kind of image I want, probably male or female. Then I want this image, I can just click on it. Then make sure your shape is highlighted where you want to place the image. Make sure it is highlighted, as you can see here. Then then you can just click on the image you want. So it takes the form, as you can see here. So I'm just going to delete this stroke here. So yeah, we have this here. Then the title. So let's just copy this guy here. Copy this guy, paste it here. Make sure they are aligned to the center. Then we want to auto layout this too. We don't want to leave them just hanging like this. So auto layout the two of them. Make sure they are aligned. Then auto layout this text with the image here because they belong to the same group. They belong to the same group. So select the two of them, Shift A, auto layout. Then now this is gray. You don't want this to be gray. It's not a lo-fi. So what you can do is you can make this thicker. Let's make this thicker. Let's see. 16, I think 16 should be fine. Yeah. Then color can be neutral, 500. Yeah, 16. Let me see, 15. Sorry, I need a bolder one. Sorry. Okay, let's use 16 sharp. This one is too faint. Let's make it mean 200 or mean 300 or mean 400. Yeah. So yeah, that's for this here. Now the distance between this and this is giving me 14 and I don't want that. So I thought I ought to lay out this. So I can just come to space between here, then give it probably 16, or let me make it 8. 8 is fine for me, like this. So then we have our bell icon here. Jesus. Okay, this. Let me just come to my icon pack here. So let me just pick the bell icon from here. So this is icon stacks or Vu stacks. Most of you should know that already. So just copy this big guy from here and paste it here. Align it to the center like this, 16 points away. Yeah, so this is my bell icon here. Then now I have this card here. So to create this card is kind of tricky. Not too tricky, but yeah, you get the gesture. So let me just copy this guy here. I'm not going to, let me just copy this guy here. Copy, paste, and yeah, apply auto layouts. Because it's a card. I'm not using I'm not going to use a rectangle for this. Don't use rectangles, please. So use auto layouts. So you have this. Now, as you can see from the image here, you have spacing here and you have spacing here. But the space here is more than this here. Just the way we have it in our text space order here. So you can remember what we did. Align this to the left here. Then individual padding. So we want this. Let me give this a stroke so you can see the effects. Yeah, so increase the spacing like this, 16 points away from the edge. So, okay, this can be down to this place here, 16. Adjust this one, 16. Yeah, so top and bottom as well, as you can see, we need top and bottom margin. So we can come here, increase the top here, then same thing here, bottom here. So yeah, we have this here is too close to the edge. We don't want that. So we can come to the left padding here. And we can give it, let's say, 16. Yeah, 16 is okay. Now this has been adjusted. We don't want this. So let's adjust the right padding. So 16 points away. Yeah. So I'm thinking this is too big for me. I don't know. Yeah. So let me just reduce the height a bit. Yeah, I think this is fine. So remember, 8 points or 4 points grid system, anyone you're using. So yeah, I'm going to give this a few. I'm going to give this a few color instead of a stroke. So my primary color, as you know from the color style, 500. Now the contrast between this text and the background is too low. So I'm going to give it white, a white color. So yeah. Now, you know, there is an icon here. There is a shape here that indicates there's something here, probably like an add button. Probably you want to fund your wallet or something. So I can just create it, or I can just come here, say, icon stacks. I think there's something here. Yeah, so this guy here. So copy, paste. Now, as you can see from here, the layouts or the contents, whatever is here, is scattered. You don't want it like this. So what you want to do is select this. Let's take this out here. So auto layouts these two separately. This is going to be separate. Auto layouts. This font here is not. Let me adjust the fonts here. So let's make this. Let's see. Body. This is supposed to be body 12. Not 12 is 12 is 2. Yeah, I can make it 10. Then this one should be. This one can be 24. Yeah. So yeah, so auto layouts these two. I think I've done that already. Then auto layouts this text here with the icon. So auto layout the two of them. Then change the direction. Instead of lining up from top to bottom, you want them to be lined up left to right. So this is what this icon here is for. So we have this here. So it's aligned to the top left, as you can see here. So you want it to be aligned to the center. So like so. So select your icon, take it to the right, then select the whole frame and add spacing, as you can see here. So just going to adjust this here so it doesn't, yeah, 16. Then this guy here, let me fix the width here so it doesn't change. So this contents here, yeah, so I can make it 24 pixels. Okay, then give this a white color. So white, as you can see here. So the rounded corners, consistency. So rounded corners as you have here. Then you can add some bit of a fizzy to your card here. So I'm not going to go through that. Then as you can see here, we have something quite interesting here. The whole, let me just copy all these ones here. Just copy, copy, copy. Then come down here, paste 16. Then why is this in decimal? Please avoid decimal in your work. Avoid decimals, please. So I want 16 here. So this is fine. I'll give this a text or a color of 500. Then our contents reel, remember our plugin. So contents reel, image. Let's go for female this time around. So select your shape, choose the image. The next one, probably this lady. Then the next one, can go back, select a male. The next one is any random male. Let's give this a female. So yeah. Then this color here is too faint for me, so I can just give it a thicker color. Let's say 500. Yeah, so then text style. Remember, we are not using inter. We're not using inter, we're using Manrope. As you can see from my style guide here, I'm using Manrope fonts. So yeah, so I'm just going to, by default, my text style is already set to Manrope, so I don't need to be changing it from there. So just change this to, let's make it, let's see, body, it should be body, 10. Yeah, 10 is okay. I think 10 is fine for me. Then I'm going to align it. So I don't have, yeah. Well, why is this? Oh, okay. So let me just select this one. So, okay, so yeah, I can auto layout all these ones, auto layouts, like the name and the corresponding image, auto layouts, auto layouts, auto layouts, auto layout. Then I'll select everything and apply auto layouts to them. Then select the image and the title because they are all grouped together. They belong to the same group, auto layouts. So we have this. We can take in this. This should not be inside. It should be something else. So let's make this 14. 14 is to, okay. Okay, yeah, we can leave it like this. Then spacing, I want to make it 16 points. The title should be 16 points away from the image here. So remember, space between items here. So yeah, 16. So that's that for this one. Then for this one, let me just carry this one, paste here. 32. So now remember the spacing of this from the card here is 16. Now for consistency, make sure it's the next section is also 16. You don't want 16 points away from here, then you are having like 40 points away from here. So if you have 16 points away from here, this is 24. Let's make this 24 instead. Or 16, let's make it 16, then this one's so 16. So this should be 16 as well. So the text here is recent transactions. Recent transactions. So let me just, yeah. So that's for the title. Then let me just copy this instead of typing. Copy, 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 then paste here. So we have this here. 16 points away. Remember, we have an icon here or an image here. So spacing, let me just bring this here like this. Then copy this big guy, just the shape. I will teach you how to import the logo. So you can arrange your stuffs like this. So 16 points away from the edge here, remember. Then this should be, let's make it 8 points away from this here. So auto layouts, then auto layouts your image with the text here. So auto layouts, then align to the center like so. So we have this here. Then now let's bring in the icon, dribble icon here, as you have here. So there's a plugin for that too as well. So instead of you going on Google, my life is all about shortcuts, sorry. So instead of you going on Google and start searching for SVG icons and all, so I think I have a plugin, Beta Logos. So Beta Logos is like global, it's a plugin for global companies and all. So I can just start. So just click on it, import it, then reduce the size. Yeah, so let's make this 24. And yeah, bring this in now. You can see, oh, this is another thing. Okay, let me reduce the size of this. So you can see the icon here is taking, it's aligning, it's coming out here, but I want it to be on top of this circle here. So I can auto layout this too here, then apply absolute positioning to this icon here. So what this absolute position does is it creates, everything is within the auto layout frame, but you can move it around, as you can see. So I've not applied absolute positioning. So when I move it around, as you can see, there is nothing happening to the frame. It's still within the frame, but as I'm moving it around, it's not disrupting the content. So without absolute positioning, as you can see, is disrupting everything. But once I apply absolute positioning, this is the icon here. I can move it around, then place it on top here. So let's give this the same color as this here, probably, sorry, the stroke. Let's give the stroke the same color as this here. Yeah, so for fun, let's make it lighter. Or let me make it few instead of stroke. Yeah, so we have this. Then Dribble Pro. This should be for visual hierarchy. You can't, everything can be the same color. So I'm going to make this thicker. So let's make this black. Then the font style, I want it to be, let's see. This is body. Let's make it, okay, body, yeah, caption. Yeah. So let's make this, let's make it this. Yeah. So then social, this can remain, but let's see other options, probably metadata. Yeah, so this is fine. And remember, they are all in auto layouts, but the spacing, I don't like the spacing. The spacing is too much between this social and the title here. So I remember space between items, so I can just not make this 0. So that's for this one here. Then just do the same thing here too as well. Select the two of them, apply auto layouts. Make sure they are aligned. There's something here. What is here? Sorry, hold on. Just okay, sorry. Yeah. So apply auto layouts, align it. Let's align it first. So we want to now remember all this contents here, they belong to the same group. Remember your laws of the law of proximity and all. So they belong to the same group here. So you can just select the two of them and auto layout it. So they are all in a single frame. Everything is in a single frame like this. But now the distance here, 16 and 17. So let me just alter that. So 16 here. Then remember visual hierarchy. Let's make this, what's this one here? I think this is body caption 1. So let's make this one body caption 1 too as well. But the color should be main 500. Neutral main 500. Then our text, this is this is metadata sha, basically. So we can reduce the size. Let's make this 10 as well. Then just yeah. So color. What's the color of this? Okay, I didn't adjust the color of this. So this can be 200. Then this can be also neutral main 200. So yeah. So spacing, remember. So let me just 16 points. So you have this here. You have the first section of your recent transaction. So now another thing you can do is you can now, if you want more sections, duplicate, alt click and drag, or you can just Control D, then drag it down. Let's make it 8 points, then select the two of them, auto layouts, go into the first section as you have here. This is dribble. Let's say this one is Apple, rename it. Then you can now duplicate. So you don't have to be adjusting the spacing at all. Here you go. So this is looking, as you can see, the spacing here is more. Here you go. So let's just increase the spacing. Yeah, let's make this 16 or 24 instead. So let's duplicate this here. So you have all this here as your recent transactions. Then the spacing between the text here and this image here is what? 16. So this should also be 16 as well. So yeah, for consistency. So yeah, then auto layout. There are different ways you can style these recent transactions. Here you can add a frame to each of them, the drop shadows and everything. So it's left to you. Then the next thing we have here is the last thing we have is the bottom nav. So the way to create a bottom nav is just, we have 4 icons here. So let's just, instead of using rectangles, make sure it's a frame. So I'm using a frame here. Then height can be 56. Let's make it 56. So we have 4 different icons here. So the first one is home. So I can come to my icon pack, Control C, select the home, paste it here, Control V, bring it here. Okay, let me increase the height of this a bit. So yeah. So we have, this is the home. Then you can add like a caption, like home for this here. Then you can probably give this 10. No, this is, let me just make it, yeah, we can make it 10. Let's make it 10. So make sure they are aligned to the center. Spacing, let me reduce the size of this a bit. So spacing, let me make it 8 points. Then make sure the distance, the top and bottom is equidistant. Here you go. So 16:4 is not equal. So let's make it 10:10, or we can make it 16:16. So let me just increase the size of this frame to match. So this is 16 here. So yeah. So yeah, so we have this here. Then let's make this 24 pixels away, or let's increase it to like 40, 24. Yeah. So now we have other icons here too as well, probably transactions, then probably cards, then settings. So now let's auto layout this two here. Auto layouts. We'll auto layout everything. Auto layouts, auto layouts. As you can see, the distance is not equal. So we can select everything. Remember in my first class, this align panel here, there are different align options here. So instead of you doing, okay, using I to be doing, okay, this should be equal, you can select everything, then come down to the last option on the align panel here, then distribute horizontal spacing. So this gives it equal spacing. Okay, guys, so here, everything is 65 pixels away from each other. So you can then use your eye, okay, 44, 24. Let's make this equal. So this can be 34, 34 as we have here. So you can now replace, this should be transactions. Transactions. This. Yeah, transactions. Then let us align this. Then this will be cards. Let's align this. Then this will be settings. And align this. Like so, yeah. So, yeah. So let us fix the spacing again because it has been disrupted. So horizontal spacing, then let's give it equal spacing, 27, 27, 16, 16. So we have this. So you can then get the corresponding icons for the label. So for transactions, you can come to your icon pack, come to money. You can use, I don't know, you can use anything, probably wallets. So let's feature here, paste it inside the frame, delete the previous one. Then for cards, do the same thing. Come to cards here. I think there's a card here. Where's it? Yeah, card. Copy, paste it inside the frame, delete the previous one, then settings. You know, we have settings here. I think settings used to be here. Copy, then paste here, delete the previous one. Now, we can then drag this into our main frame. So now, as you can see, there is no distinction between our navigation bottom nav frame here, the color, and the main frame color. So we can add a drop shadow. So effects, go down to effects, drop shadow, click the sun icon here. Then we want the shadow to be, I don't know English. We want the shadow to come from the bottom and be casted to the top here. So if the sun is here, the shadow will reflect up here. So we can make this minus 20. As you can see here, remember the formula I taught you, if your y value, your block value is your y value times 2. So if this is minus 20, I can make this 40. Then your shadow is not entirely black. So it's normally gray. So I can make this gray. Then reduce the opacity a little bit. So you can see we have a clear distinction between bottom nav and the main frame here. So to indicate active active section here, we can make this a field color while the rest can remain as icon, as outline. So let's delete the stroke, give it a frame fill. Remember our primary color, main 500, then this one, remove this, okay, yeah, stroke, go down to the neutral, black on blue, poor contrast. So we're going down to white. So white here, then this here can be blue. So main primary. Then this is inactive. The other icons are inactive. So you can give this, let's give this like main 200. Same thing for the labels, main 200. So yeah, then you can then add a fizzy. Let's like something here. Yeah, so increase the stroke a bit and give it the primary color 500. Yeah, so yeah, so there you have it. You have okay, this is too far away, so let me just quickly fix this here. So yeah, so let's make it 16 or 8 set. Yeah, 8 is okay. So let me bring this down. So yeah, so there you have it. You have your dashboard, everything inside auto layouts, not a single group. So you get everything is inside a frame. So we have the onboarding screen, we have the create an account, we have the login, and we have the dashboard. So that's that. So if you have any question, please, I'm free to answer your questions. So yeah, any questions? Sorry for being too fast. I'm conscious of time. It's already late, so please, I'm very, very sorry if I'm too fast. So please, questions. Um, I'm guessing we don't have any question. Hello, can you guys hear me?
Yeah, sure, we can.
I thought I've been talking to myself since, oh, Jesus.
Yeah, so I tried to gather some questions.
Okay, okay, thank you. Okay, so how do you display the padding while adjusting the elements at the same time in the auto layout frame? That is, how do you display the padding? Okay, okay. I guess what you mean. Okay, so for that, let me just use another frame as examples here. So let's say I have a text here. This is a text. This is a text. Now, so I auto layout it. So a way I can just click on the text, then hold down Alt key, the Alt key on your keyboard, then hover on the frame of your button or anything. So let's say I have like a rectangle. Let me just use something that has a few. So I have a text here. This is a text. So now I want to check the padding of my text, like left and right padding. So I'll select the text, then hold down Alt key on your keyboard, then hover on the frame, on the background, okay, on the rectangle, so you can see the values. So you have 24 here, 24 here, you have 4 here, and you have 4 here. So basically, it's just select the text, hold down Alt key, then hover on the shape you want to compare it to. So if it's the main frame, this whole frame that I want to compare it to, just hover on the main frame here. So as you can see, showing me the figures here. If it's this particular frame here, hold down Alt, as you can see, it's showing me the distance. So 24 here. So that's that. Then is there a plugin for the network bar on the screen? No, there's no plugin for that. There's no plugin for that. It's just, you can get it from community. It's just part of Apple's design system, iOS and everything. Just search for iOS design system or Apple design system. You'll see a lot of stuff that pertains to iOS. Same thing with Android. Yeah. So just search for material design. You see their status bar and everything. So it's not a plugin. It's not a plugin. So does this mean that if you're designing 50 screens, you'll do 50 lo-fi? I mean, you don't have to be doing lo-fi digitally and everything. You can have a sketch. You can sketch. You can have paper and pencil, sketch out whatever you're trying, the idea you have in mind. Then if the main this thing you need, you can just convert them into digital low fidelity or digital wireframes. Then the rest, if you feel you can get them like straight up without lo-fi, it's fine. It's not necessary for you to do 100 lo-fis, then 100 hi-fis. You can sketch out too as well. You can use sketch, you can use wireframe, digital wireframes or digital lo-fis. But for your lo-fis, I think is you for your lo-fis, for your lo-fis, there are times you'll be having meetings with probably stakeholders. So before you convert to high fidelity, you want to show your stakeholders or your clients the lo-fi. So whatever change they have to make, they can make it from this lo-fi here. The same thing with your engineers. Before you start stressing about colors, make sure you show them this your lo-fis. So if you have 50, basically, yes, if you are doing 50 hi-fis, do 50 lo-fis. So you won't, it will be easier for you to iterate before you start converting to high fidelity and also it's just straight to the point. So yes, the answer is yes. 50 hi-fis, do 50 lo-fis. Yes. So okay, sorry. Concerning the screen, must it be 20? I don't get this question. 20. Must it be 20? I don't get. The fingerprint stuff, how do you do it? Okay. These are basically icons. They are all icons. This is a separate icon, as you can see here. It's a separate icon. It's also in icon sacks. Well, I think when you come to security, I think it's under security. Yeah. Security. Yeah, this is fingerprints, but it's not so stylish. It's not so stylish, but you can get it from Google. Just Google search fingerprints SVG. Fingerprints icon, then SVG. So that way you can alter the colors. So nothing serious here. So and what did you call that stuff at the top of your screen? I'm guessing you are referring to this status bar. This is called the status bar, if I'm not wrong. This is status bar. So in place of the frame, can you just copy each icon, add auto layouts, and apply a stroke? Will that work? In place of frame, which aspect are you talking about? I don't know the aspect of this you're talking about because I used auto layouts for all of them, except the bottom nav here, that is just frame. Yeah, so I don't know what you're talking about here, sorry. Then how did you get the frame? Shortcuts. Sorry, I just said shortcuts. So you can just come to the tools panel here, the tools bar here. So just click on this here. You can see the shortcuts here, F. So just select it, then just choose from the presets here, either phone or tablet or desktop or anything. If you want custom, you can draw it by yourself, anyone. That's how I got the frame. Then, how do you make color style? How many color styles did you create? And it's obvious you didn't use secondary colors at all. In what cases should we use secondary colors? Well, yeah, it's obvious I didn't use secondary colors because this, I don't really have like too many use cases with this number of screens here. When you start creating a lot of screens, like a lot of different sections, probably like when you try to design for transactions and cards, like stuff you don't want to, like stuff that are of secondary importance, that's when you can apply the secondary color. So you have probably elements that are of primary importance to the user. So you apply primary colors to that. Stuff that are of secondary importance, to build visual hierarchy and all, you can use your secondary colors and all. So I did not really have too many use cases in this or for secondary colors in this particular screen here. So yeah. Then you said how many color styles did you create? I created a lot actually, as you can see, primary, secondary. Let me just come here. So yeah, so these are my color styles here, everything here. So I have the primary, I have secondary, I have the warning, I have the error, I have the success, I have the neutrals, and I have the black and white. So the black and white are just normal 000, FFF, and black 000 for blacks. So yeah, just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 color styles. It can be more than this, you get. This is just a style guide, just a mini style guide. So yeah, so please, for our task, should we just design the screen to be seen or the full screen after scroll down? Well, just design the screen that are essential to your research. Okay, you get design the screens that are essential to your research, and also screens that are important to your flow. You are creating user flows. Okay, you get. So if for a feature you have to go through onboarding process, design your onboarding screens. If for a particular feature you have to go through settings, design the flow for settings. All the screens you will go through before you get to settings. Okay, yes. Then probably along the line, after the whole program, you can then create an extensive case study where you can design a full app. Okay, yes, with other screens. So, but for now, you can just focus on the screens that are essential to your research and your user flow. So Can you drop all the plugins you used on the channel? Oh, sure, I'll do that. I have a lot of plugins, like a lot here, but I'll try and drop the ones that are essential. So how do you represent images on low fidelity screens? Can I represent as a blank square, or I change the picture to black and white? There are different ways to represent image on your low fidelity. As you can see here, your wireframe, you can use blanks, or you can probably draw, there are templates for this chart, for wireframes and all. There are templates for this on the community. You can just use something like this. Then everybody will know, okay, this is an image. Or if you check your gallery, if you are using Android phones, I don't know about Apple, I don't use Apple, but if you are using Android screens, on your gallery icon, you see something like a blob, something like, I don't know how to just, let me show you, something like this. Sorry, you see something like this here. Sorry, pardon my drawing. Then you now see a circle. Then you now see a circle here. Pardon my drawing, but you get the gist, Sha. So this can also be used for your lo-fi. So this can be an image placeholder for your wireframes and all. You can also use blank screen, blank shapes as well, so not a problem. Then you can use templates. There are various templates for that on the community page. Do I need to make use of icons in the pack, because some icons I need are not available in the packs in the community? Well, that's where you have to buy icon packs, because a lot of people invested their time in creating icons. So the free ones you are seeing here might not be so like deep. So you might not find everything you need. But when you buy icons, you see thousands of icons. But in the case where you don't have some icons in a particular pack, you can import new icon sets as well. So, but make sure you distinguish. Make sure you distinguish. You can bring in new icons, icon pack, basically. Yeah, I think, yeah. So how do I represent an illustration in a lo-fi? The same way you represent for image, the same way you represent for image, like this, the same way. So they will know that, okay, it's either an image or it's an illustration. So it's now for the lo-fi, is the UX designer does not have any business with probably is an illustration or is an image you want to use, or is a screenshot. Now, is the UI designer that will now decide that, okay, I know that there's an image here, basically. So whether it's illustration or it's image, it's left for me to choose. So yeah, the UX designer is just concerned that, okay, that there is something here that is relating to an image with this template here. So this is like just to be safe, this is like a general way of illustrating your illustrations or your image in lo-fis. So yeah. Do I need no, okay, I've answered this. So for the hi-fi, we should duplicate the lo-fi and add colors. Yeah. If your lo-fi is comprehensive, not all these ones with shapes. If your lo-fi is like this, you can just duplicate and add colors. Add colors to them. Then you can create for different instances. So let's say error states for password. Let's say the user inputs an error value. You can just change the color from here. Then error states 500. Then this one too can be 500 as well. So yeah. So you just duplicate and add your colors and all. So yeah. So in the input section, the input switch section, you noticed you didn't make them components at all. Like, oh yeah, that's why I said I did not create component sets. I did not create a full style guide, as you can see from here. But if you come here, this is my design system, basically. Yeah, but if you come to input fields, I don't have my inputs. Okay, let me just, okay, inputs here. So as you can see here, we have input fields. So you can, it's left to you when you're working on real life projects, you can create input fields. That's like the variant sets and everything. You can make them components. But I'm just trying to rush things here, so I'm not bothered about inputs, components, or anything. You can please do it though. Do it in your projects. Please do it in your projects. So yeah. So I'm guessing when it comes to design, there's no way to create it. Make them components, please. Make them components, master components and child components, please. So can we get your typography styles as a guide? Oh yeah, sure. I mean, if I understand, you want this template. Yeah, I'll just have to clear some. I'll leave everything here, Sha. So I'll share the link with you. So you can just take a look at everything. What else? How do I represent an illustration? I've answered this question. What does the prototype look like? Next class, you thought. You thought about this. So yeah. So but like I said, name your frames or name your layers, rather name it, because in your prototype, huh, if you don't name it, you'll cry. You will cry. So in the inputs field, ah, Jesus, am I going back? Okay, I've answered this question. So for the nav bar, is it possible to just copy and paste each icon, add auto layout and stroke effects, adjust the distance without work? So just copy and paste. Yeah, you can do that. Yeah, you can. I think that's what I did now. Yeah, you can do that. You can just copy, get the distance between each of them, then change the icons later. Yeah, you can do that. Then what is the name of the plugin you use for the pictures? Contents Reel. Contents Reel. That's the name of the plugin I used for my pictures. Contents Reel. Sorry, let me just. Contents Reel. So yeah. So and they have a lot of stuff. They have text. You can get like names, fictional names. You can get date and time, fictional time. You don't want to think. Phone numbers, fictional phone numbers, currencies, and all. You have a lot of stuff, like a lot. They also have icons too, Sha. Basically, they have icons. So yeah, they have a lot of icons here. So should we design just one low fidelity that contains all the details of the high fidelity? I don't know. One low fidelity that contains all the details of high fidelity. If it's for, yeah, I think that's what's happening here. So what I just did was just to change the colors. Yeah, you can do that. You can do that. Not bad. Are we to prototype? Yes, you have to prototype, but not now. I'll advise you wait for the next class, Sha, for that, so you don't run into mistakes and all. So yeah. So I guess that's the end of the whole question segments. Yeah. So any more question, I'll answer them on the channel. So thank you for coming to my YouTube channel. Make sure you hit the subscribe button down below and hit the like button. So thank you. And peace out. So I think I'm done. I'm done. So we can just, I don't know how, okay, pause share. Tech brew in the mud. Okay, so I'm done. We can stop sharing live.